Go.
Hey everybody, it's Joe Burgess. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be going over proper torquing of lug nuts. In this video I'm going to show you basically how a lug nut should be torqued on, and what could potentially happen if it's not done properly and the results aren't that great. Eric's filming me today, and he's gonna throw in his 2 cents, let you guys know what he thinks, and let's get started, guys. All right.
Had to have sippy time first. Now he's getting ready to use his tools. It looks like here.
That's it. Going into the box, gonna get the gun. We're gonna get the powerful gun today. We're gonna use the Snap-on MG725, and this gun's got a lot of meat behind it. So, like I said to you before, for the gun this powerful, and you got that much pressure with a compressor like that, something bad's gonna happen. So let me show you. Basically, get our gun connected here. Basically, when I'm torquing these down, I like to get the correct torque specs on these things. So initially, I don't want to use something too high because you can stretch out the stud. You don't want to have something too low, because what will happen is it will loosen up, and then in turn you're going to have a wheel off, and that's never a pretty sight. So first, let me show you with a torque stick what happens. Put it on. Just make sure you're going the right way. And we are. So this one's going to be with a torque stick. Get that in the shot, Eric.
Yep, I got it.
It's going to stop. It's going to stop. So once that stops, then your torque is on there correctly. So now I'm going to take the stick off, and I'm going to show you just with a regular socket on there, no stick, holding it back, what's going to happen. Let's do this one right here. See it line up on this here, right here. Wow.
I can't believe it didn't break. I figured it would have broke.
I actually did too. Thought I was going to break myself.
But I bet if you drove it down the road like that, it would break.
Oh, it definitely would. I've seen them break right off. And a lot of times, like I said, it's not a pretty sight. So, you know, in reality, like I said, you want to double check, even triple check these a lot of times, because what ends up happening is these will either loosen up, or what ends up happening is you stretch them out and you start breaking studs on them. So
The camera got a little crazy. Sorry about that.
that's all right.
I dropped something.
Let's try another one. Have a rotor in here either. I just set this
It
up.
almost did break though. I can see the metal mushrooming out. It
Yep.
almost did.
Just about close enough. Still, there's no rotor in there, so it might make a little bit of a difference without a rotor in there. But basically, basically you're gonna stretch stuff out too. So. You can definitely stretch stuff out, but it's very important. Very important that you torque them out correctly. Because like I said, I double check, I triple check. You know, I do all that stuff just to make sure. Just to make sure that nothing bad's gonna happen. All right. Let's put this one on just any old way.
Yeah.
So you're gonna. So basically, even on their strip, they just.
And then this one was the right one, the right way.
That's torqued all right. Now when I go to take these.
That one's the bad one.
Right. When I go to take these off, I was really expecting these to break. I really was.
Me too, man.
This gun's pretty powerful, and like I said, I'm very surprised. This didn't break those studs right off. That was the result I was actually looking for, but I'm sorry guys, it didn't happen that way. And,
well, you know, maybe if they want, we can redo this video and do different methods on trying to get the nuts to break.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna have to try to do, because like I said, I didn't expect those results for this. I really expected different results, but like I said, usually, like I said, the results are a lot different. But these are the end results a lot of times if you over torque them with the lug nuts, with the wheel, things like that. That's what's ended up happening. I actually, like I said, planned on something bad happening, but basically.
And this is the good one right there.
Yep. I also want the good one, but you know, like I said, sometimes I was also using a different lug nut too. That happens sometimes. Sometimes use a different type of lug nut where they should be using lug nuts of the same size and type.
Yeah.
So that ends up happening. That happens a lot. That one's the strip one. As you can see, I stripped it pretty badly. And like I said, that was done on purpose because this is just a lesson on. This is just basically a lesson on how, you know, you always should use a torque stick, because if you do, you get them on there correctly, you're not going to have any of these types of problems. And yeah, you're not going to end up stripping. You're not going to end up tearing studs up. You know, a lot of times you can rip them off. I'm repairing them from time to time. Sometimes I end up repairing them. But yeah, that's how that goes.
That's a pretty cool Craftsman chair, man. I just wanted to put it in here. I like that thing. Nice little bar stool Craftsman. There's another one over here, but he's got his nuts and bar stick on it.
Let's get the stuff up there. Let's get the torque stick, and we get those lug nuts on there. Right.
Shout out to Craftsman, since we put two Craftsman chairs in the video.
Absolutely. They in their heyday, they actually did a nice job. You know, it's unfortunately lately it's been a little tough for them, but they you know, back in the heyday they had a good run. So, but yeah, guys, I just wanted to throw this out there and give you guys a little demonstration of how things can go horribly wrong sometimes in this situation. Right way and wrong way to do things. Because like I said, I would hate to see anybody have a wheel off. I've seen it happen. I've seen it on the morning news. Wheel off, stuff like that. It's pretty bad. It's definitely pretty bad. I just don't want it to happen to any of you guys. And like I said to you before, when you guys are going to put them on correctly, start threading them on correctly, and after you put your torque stick on, you basically got them on with your impact with the correct stick. Always check your torque specs. Go around them at least once with a. That's what I forgot to say. One thing I wanted to mention, I actually forgot to mention, was another good idea is some shops are going to have preloaded torque sticks, or in my case, I've got a digital one. Get a close up on this one, Eric. And what it is it torque specifications right up on the digital readout, so you can actually adjust this by pulling the handle and turning the bottom part. See, what we're going to do is we're going to get these. I'll give you a round number to start off with. We'll say about 100, because on most cars they're anywhere from like 75 to 100 usually. So we'll go 100. So I'm grabbing this, bringing it down, and then just tightening this up clockwise, and it's going to bring, as you can see, we got it measuring now at foot-pounds. So we're at 64 right now, 67, 70, and you keep going up, and you're eventually going to get to 100 sooner or later. So we're close now. We're almost at 100. So 99 and a half. Boom. There's 100. So now, if I was actually going to torque this on a car, that's actually what we'd be doing in that situation.
And that would work out if you did. I would guess because you didn't have the air compressor for the gun, so this would be another way for somebody to put their tire on using one of these.
Yes,
the torque wrench.
If the vehicle's stationary, like I'll give you an example on my car. On my car,
I personally don't have an air compressor, so I would have to use hand tools if it was me.
Right.
That's why I said that.
You'd actually have them. I grabbed the wrong socket. Sorry about that. I need to want everything around. So yeah, you would if you didn't have an impact device, gun, you'd be using a torque stick. You'd actually have it dialed into the correct torque. And if these are loose, say, take it, and it's already preloaded at 100. We got it at 100. So you're basically going to the tighten position, and it clicks when it stops. Now this did that because it's actually torqued on there. The wheels are already on there, obviously. But if I had taken this wheel off, and got that on there either with an impact gun, which is usually the case, or you'd do it by hand, and then you'd stop, and then you'd actually check it to see if it's the correct torque.
Yep, and that's perfect right there.
Yep, and then what I like to do is once I get the wheel on, I'll actually, again, these are already torqued on there because I've been driving the car around. So what I like to do is I don't like to take a chance on someone in my shop leaving and having a wheel off. So what I like to do is I check each one. I go like this. So this one has 4. I start with that one. I go to this one. I go to this one. And I go to this one. So I check them all. And sometimes, I mean, don't be afraid to even check them again just in case you have to. Because like I said, once that wheel comes off, something bad's going to happen. And that's something you don't want.
It might not even hurt, except for Joe's garage. He's the best. But other garages, I left the garage one time years ago, and I started driving down the road, and it started making this big thumping noise. I thought my wheel was going to come off, and I pulled over, and I was on the highway, and then I had to go ahead and tighten all the lugs. My whole tire almost came off.
Sure.
And if I didn't have some kind of hand lug wrench or something, I would have been in big trouble.
Sure. A lot of times, you have, you have different ways of securing them on there. And yeah, sometimes if you don't have that tool, or you can be in trouble. You can definitely be in trouble, especially if the wheels are starting to loosen up. If you're driving along and the wheels are loosening it up, odds are something bad's gonna happen.
Not every shop will double check and triple check to see if the lug nuts are tight. So if you go to your mechanic, just make sure when you get home or whatever that you check them yourself, because you never know.
Yep, that's always a good idea too. Sometimes if you check them again, that's okay. You know what I mean? Just to make sure. But like I said, I double check, I triple check even, because like I said, I wouldn't want anybody to get hurt or killed. So it takes a little bit longer, but when someone's life's at stake, I mean, it's very important. So that's practice I like to do, because people's lives are at stake. You know what I mean? It's important. It's important that you guys feel what I'm saying here, because the worst thing that could happen is a wheel off. I overemphasize that.
If you've ever been to the races, I'm sure you guys seen a wheel off, because it always happens, at least in a race. Every time I go, I always see one, and it's crazy.
It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. Very scary. Very bad. If no one's killed, it's good. I mean, I wouldn't want to see anybody get hurt or killed. So that's the thing. You're taking big risks a lot of times. So, and that's one thing you don't want to do. You don't want to take any big risks. So, like I said, guys, that was just a little bit of a video here to show you. And I hope you guys like it. Please subscribe to my channel as usual. All the subscribers I get, I really appreciate it. And thanks so much. You guys have a great night.
Make sure you guys like the video and always hit like.
Thanks a lot, guys.
See ya. Have a good day.